So this the lineup for the women's 8. What a prospect we've got here, Michael, because this is going to be a real fight, particularly between the United States and Canada, those two crews, and Australia, who came in to put in a performance which certainly puts them in the mix. So Great Britain on the far side. You've seen the Netherlands, Canada now with Darcy Marquardt, who Marnie McBean described as sort of half of her and half of Kathleen Heddle in the way that she makes things up. In the United States of America, with Mary Whipple in the coxswain seat, Karen Davis in the stroke seat, and then to lane number 5, 2 away from you, Phoebe Stanley and Sally Kehoe. Those two are what make the boat tick really in stroke and 7, without any disrespect to other members of the crew, but they are making a big difference. And Germany, Constanze Seering in the stroke seat, Catherine Marchand, they are in outside lane number 6 for this women's final. But Canada have been breathing and breathing on the United States. But what you have to remember is the United States have got this outstanding record. Winners of the
Canada incredibly quickly off the blocks. You were just looking at your left, but Canada, they were the only crew responding to the beep, to the green light, and just blasting off immediately. Very impressive stuff. What we should remember actually is 4 of these crews were already qualified last year, and these 2 outside crews on the near side of the course for us, Germany and Australia, qualifying their 8s at the Olympic qualification regatta just a few days ago.
Yeah, so they were obviously prepared for that, and they've done well to get in. Now have a look at this. That is a dynamite start by Canada.
And actually, Annemiek de Haan, the stroke woman of the Dutch women's 8, actually raised her hand because I think she thought that it was a false start by Canada. So that was a weird situation just there. Good spot by the director, that he saw that start was a weird situation.
So you're travelling there with the Aussies, Phoebe Stanley, Sally Kehoe, and they, as I say, are 2 away from you on the near side. But Canada with Leslie Thompson-Willie, who seems to, well, she has been in the boat forever. With the race plan as the Canadian coxswain. This would be something for her, because remember the Americans, they've been on this fantastic gold run. They've won in Beijing, and then they got the World Championship titles in 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 11. They've just been unbeaten.
And right now, very good start by the Dutch. I think they were a bit agitated because of the fact that there was something going on at the start line, and they just blasted off. 126. 97. That's a pretty quick start for a women's 8. Not unheard of, but a pretty good start nonetheless. Canada just behind the Dutch in 2nd position right now, and the United States in 3rd. And usually what we see is that's the United States blasting off and leaving everyone behind. But right now they're struggling a little bit. We can't really tell what's going on right now, but that's Jacobine Veenhoven in the bow seat of the women's 8, and the spare rower, Olivia van Rooyen, who raced the women's pair at the Olympic qualification regatta, didn't qualify the pair. She's filling in for Nienke Kingma, and she's doing a pretty good job at that.
Well, the Dutch have learned, haven't they? Well, I think they've learned, Michiel, that in fact you have to be fast off the start. You just cannot rely on coming with a great big burst. They've always been okay and then cruised very effectively through the mid-1000, but then left themselves a little bit too much to do if they really want to be in the medal fight.
Yeah, but the bad thing is they had a good start right now, but they really can't continue that good speed, that good run, that good rhythm. It's the United States that has taken over right now, and Canada in 2nd position. And this is the meat of the race. This is where it all happens, and this is where you have to keep up.
So a great second 500 there for the United States, and Karen Davis and Carolyn Lind. And in the engine room of that American 8, Taylor Ritzel, Megan Musnicki, Amanda Polk, and Jamie Redmond, really experienced. And this crew, it just doesn't know defeat. you know, that's the problem for them. The pressure mounts. Canada have been mounting that pressure. This is the question. Can Canada get that little bit further?
Well, it was Canada that was actually really close to the world record, but eventually it was the United States themselves that broke their own world record in Luzern just a few days ago at the heats. And right now they're building their lead. Canada still close, but no cigar, and the Dutch fading further and further. Right now they have over 3/4 of a boat length to make up if they want to contend for the gold medal.
Yeah, the new world best time set on Friday by America, 5:54.17. And the United States of America, who just had this, as I said, amazing gold run, can they keep it going? It's an amazing achievement if they can, to go from Olympiad to Olympiad and retain their unbeaten status.
Yeah, this angle is very deceiving. It looks like the United States is clearly in front, but it's much closer in reality. It's United States about, you can tell, a canvas ahead of Canada, almost a boat length, but a little bit less of a boat length ahead of the Netherlands in third position. And it's Australia, Great Britain, Germany way out of the picture.
Yeah, I still think the Australians will have more to give on this. Remember, they've exerted a lot of energy qualifying earlier in the week. So I'm going to take that performance with a pinch of salt. They did really well to qualify and then get into this final. So I think there's more to come from them. Great Britain, Annabelle Vernon in the stroke seat, Katie Greaves and Natasha Page. They're not having a happy time, the British, at the moment with their women's 8, and things are not going right for them. But we're looking at Canada trying to come back now on the Americans, who are not in picture. And Canada, there's Leslie Thompson, you saw her going down the boat there with the Canadians, trying to pull it all together as we come into the last 250 metres of the race. And there you can see the United States of America. United States of America, you've got Britain on the far side. This is a deceptive angle, actually, because you've got Great Britain and the Netherlands and Canada. What you're not seeing in that picture is the United States. Here you are, but the angle is really deceptive, and Canada have been coming back all the time at the United States, and I would say they might have just squeezed into the lead. Now you can see it.
This would be a huge upset if Canada would win.
And they coming to the line, and it's kind of, well, I'd say that was Canada. It was on the surge, and then the Netherlands in third place. And then very tight between Australia and Great Britain. And I would say that is really close. I was just about to give that to Canada, but in fact the United States on the surge have actually maintained it by 0.03.
A whisker.
A whisker, yeah. Look at this. Look at the position of the blades, and you can just see they get that surge. That's a television line. So it's not the official line, it's the television line. And the Canadians will be unhappy, and that would be an understatement. In one sense, they'll be very unhappy. In another sense, they've just told themselves, we can take on the Olympic and world champions. But remember, both of these crews really are meeting for the first time. They've all travelled over to Europe for the first time.
And the Dutch in third position, about 4 seconds behind the winning United States crew. So I don't think they'll be too happy with this. I mean, it's a bronze medal. Okay, you're on the podium, but the difference between the Netherlands and both Canada and the United States was, as I said, 4 seconds over a boat length, and that's too far off the mark if they want to win a gold medal.
And then when you look at Australia, Great Britain and Germany, they are 4 seconds off the front three. So that is worrisome for them.
Yep, indeed. Here Canada very valiantly raced towards the finish line. So I think it's impressive what Canadian rowing has done, for women's rowing at least, because Canada was always, there was an 8, but they never really stepped up their game so they could actually compete for the medals. But right now, since I would say last year, maybe the end of 2010, they've really improved a lot.
1992, the last time Canada won the women's Olympic gold medal. And Marnie McBean, who we've talked about a little bit, was in the boat. And have a look at this finish here. Canada on the far side, United States on the near side. Unfortunately, the pictures actually haven't told us throughout the race, really. We didn't really see much of that move by Canada. Unfortunately, it was he was too much in love with the close-ups and not enough with the action. But it actually, it would be neat to see that again. But there you are. There is the differential, 59.26 to 59.29. And in these conditions, those are good times. You can see the front two inside 6 minutes, and then quite a gap back to Australia.